YouTube, welcome back with another video. It's your boy Weluvtorrey. Today we got a banger. Today we are reacting to every addiction ranked. Let's go.
A very prominent series here on the Duck channel. I've talked about video game and caffeine addiction, but today we're going to discuss them all. We're going to rank all the worst addictions in a tier list. And at S tier, it's going to go from the least concerning all the way at F tier, the most concerning addictions. And at the end of the video, we're going to crown an addiction the worst ever, and we're going to crown it the G tier. First, I don't know which one's the worst. That I shittily made in 5 minutes, shopping/spending money. Now, a lot of people just have the sudden urge to get a new designer bag, even though the Michael Kors bag is doing the job just perfectly fine. And it can get to the point where people can put themselves in debt, spend it on a credit card, and are just completely irresponsible with their money. Sometimes...
But this isn't bad, because there's ways to stop this. Like, there's multiple things you can do to stop this. It's easy.
I'm hauling ass to multiple stores. I'll go to this store and that store. It's like a whole ass roadmap for the day. But most people will not get to the point where they're like overdrafting on their credit card. So we'll give it like a calm D tier. Social media. For this one, it all depends on what you're consuming, because if you're consuming that skibbity toilet or lanky box, or like janky ass YouTube Kids video, your brain cells are gonna be fried. And if I spend too much time consuming content, I will literally feel tired for the entire day. So with that, you won't even be productive. So
I feel that though.
C tier. It's obviously not that bad, but it will definitely distract you, and it will distract 4.95 billion people if they consume too much and if they're not careful what they consume. Vaping.
Damn.
There's nothing good that comes out of this. The only thing you'll get out of vaping is popcorn lungs and coughing. All right, people just hit this thing repeatedly and just try to get a buzz every like 2 minutes. Yeah, dopamine release about to go crazy when you hit the Nicholas team, but it lasts like 2 seconds, and it tastes like horse shit, and it looks like...
How would you know?
You're sucking on a dick. So we'll give it an F tier.
Hey,
yo. With the threats of vaping, there's a very cringe aesthetic around it. Like, for example, someone will just vape on their story, and I guess I'm supposed to be shivering in my boots. Oh, shiver me timbers, he's got a vape, guys. I'm not letting my girl near him. Music. All right, this John is on all day for me. I have crazy hours on Spotify. Is music an addiction? I really have no clue. But how can you not get enough of these bangers? Like, oh my god. Like, I'm on
I don't know if music's an addiction, though.
Up. Music is just great. S tier. My body literally gets the chills when I'm floating to a song.
I don't know.
I don't see any downsides to listening to music unless it's a distraction to you. Next, we got caffeine. Your heart is literally gonna pull up to your bedroom and murder you in your sleep if you drink.
Well, for me, I don't fuck with caffeine, so shit. This doesn't include me.
Too much caffeine. And the kidneys are going to put you in a body bag and throw you in the grave. Your kidneys are going to be crying for help, and your heart is going to be beating so fast. If you have an appropriate amount of caffeine, it'll help you lock in. But I don't know how people can have so much caffeine. If I pass 1 cup of coffee, I'm doing the jitters at my desk. So we're going to have to give it a D tier for that. If you're overusing caffeine, you're just missing the point. So its purpose is just gone. Next, we got ALK. Or apple juice. Yeah, I don't see myself ever getting 10 beers deep to the point where I'm sideways, like, I'll happily pass on that, because when I'm at a bar and I'm trying to get a girl's number, I'm gonna be looking in the opposite direction of the girl. If I'm 10 beers deep, I'm gonna be looking at the wall. And this is every college kid's addiction. This is at every frat party known to man. Some frat guy will come up to you and be like, yo, you want a brewski, dude? Like, they're serving this shit like it's at a restaurant, unless it's like BYOB. So I guess after you slam down your brewski like a frat guy, some random's gonna come up to you and start dapping you up like, yo, bro, you're my homie, man. I love you, man. Who the hell was that? Yeah, alcohol makes you loose with about anybody.
That's true.
First, like, whenever you're at a party, the vibe's awkward at first, and then hours later, everyone's turning the hell up. But yeah, people drink responsibly and don't go over their limits. We'll give it...
But I heard, like, when you drink, it brings out your true intentions. So...
like a C tier.
I don't know.
People, when you get around
I wouldn't know.
Too much, it's just
I wouldn't know.
People will just be mad obnoxious, but it will help you warm up at social functions, because you don't want to be that sober guy at the party. Trust me. But drink responsibly and don't be an idiot. Next, we got the green G, or that gas. I just felt lethargic and stupid for just 2 hours.
The devil's lettuce.
They'll have it on them at all times, and they'll be fried basically everywhere they go. You don't want to have too much because you're gonna be puking. I know from a friend, it's not fun, and sometimes you could have pretty bad trips. So we're gonna have to give it a D tier. Next up, we have eating. More specifically, just overeating or junk food in
Okay.
Now look, if my mom makes a whole batch of cookies in the oven, I'm floating down there like I'm Drake, just sniffing the air like cookies and milk. It just hits. It hits harder than my dad's bed. But yeah, after I'm done eating the cookies though, all the joy I got from eating the cookies is gone because I feel like a tub of lard after. I feel like I evolved from Grimer to Mutt. And if I eat too much junk food, like I'm literally just gonna be on the couch lying there like I'm literally just gonna feel like shit. But never should you get to the point where you're doing things like Nick Avocado. Like, that shit is not healthy. Bro is just playing a very dangerous game. Some companies will add whatever they can to their food to taste good, so it can trigger that dopamine release and you eat more and more. Junk food is good, but too much, it's not good for you. So we'll give it a B tier. Next we have gambling, and gambling is just stupid. It's literally just a waste of money. You have such a low percentage chance of winning at a machine. Like, they literally rig the goddamn thing so the company makes the most amount of money they can. Like, I tried sports betting and that shit went horrible, so don't do it. I thought I was an avid enough
Me too.
To the point where I thought, you know what, I could probably win. Nope, I got absolutely shit on. The odds are impossible, alright? They try to make you think that you're gonna be the one to win that milli, but you're not. All these machines literally just statistically fuck you in the ass. And you could lose thousands of dollars from that. So F tier, it's garbage. Like, with shopping, at least it's not empty money, you get stuff, but with this, no, nothing. Working. Now, a lot of people just like to take extra hours, which of course, go ahead. But working can get to an addiction to the point where you're just a workaholic. Just sitting there, grinding on the grind for hours. No sleep, no food, just grind. Yeah, you're just gonna burn yourself out doing this, trust me. And you won't be able to stay consistent at your job because you're not doing a healthy amount. But if you are working a lot, it can be a good thing because you're like hella productive. We'll still give it an S tier. This addiction probably will get you the furthest in life. If you're addicted to your work practically and you love it so much, it can definitely get you places, but you gotta step away at some points.
Can't be too bad. It's not that bad.
This is the one where you constantly are just chasing a relationship because you want to be like Drake, getting all giddy when you see your girl. I guess that's the feeling that they're addicted to. That fresh relationship, the start. Their self-esteem just takes a massive hit when they're single. It's like they need to be in a relationship or else their self-confidence is going to be below sea level. But yeah, constantly being in and out of relationships and trying to chase girls and trying to get them to love me back doesn't sound very pleasant. And if you're out there chasing, bro, you're just going to be labeled as desperate. So we're gonna have to give it like a D tier. Like, this could possibly send you on an emotional roller coaster, so no. The Hub. It's not a taboo topic for a reason. It's one of those unspeakable things people do in their rooms late at night, pitch black. And then they just sit there like a toad on a bench when they're done. Addiciton will literally mess with the inner workings of your mind. And your self-confidence is just gonna be cooked. You're basically Sneeko through the phone at that point. And you won't even be focused either. You'll be in class sitting there thinking about the baddie you just saw in there last night. Let's just put it into perspective. You were to go to the gym, get a crazy pump in before you go out on a date with this girl, or you go on Addiciton. Which scenario do you think you'll feel more confident in? There you go. And if you're saying Addiciton, you're just coping.
Working out.
Give this one a G tier. But the video is not over yet. There could be another addiction that tops this one. That can be crowned worst addiction.
I don't think there's an addiction bad.
It's kind of comparable,
like, worse than the Hub.
Like, if you spend too much time on video games, your brain is gonna be cooked. Like, sure, your brain is being active while playing video games versus social media, but it's a lot for the brain to handle. And as long as you don't play for, like, I don't know, 10 plus hours a day, and you're not letting the game consume you of rage, you're gonna be good, of course. Like, if you just play a few hours a day. It's a pretty manageable addiction for most. But you do have Discord mod Dannies out there that make video games their entire life. And they just sit there, grinding every second of their life that they have towards the video game.
Oh, heck no.
Any way that they can. I'll give it like a solid B tier, because unlike social media, you're like actively engaged. You're communicating with people. You're not just sitting there rotting in your bed. So that puts it a step above social media or just scrolling. Next up, I don't even know if this one's an addiction or if you could consider it an addiction, but a lot of people say that they're addicted to hanging out with their friends. There's like this survey that revealed that 69% of the respondents were addicted to their friends. Now, I don't know if any of you in the comments say that you're addicted to friends.
I don't think I'm addicted to my friends.
Whatever. Because socializing with people is a human need, and it releases dopamine and oxytocin and all this other shit that makes us happy. So you know what? I'm gonna have to give it an S tier. I'm proudly addicted to hanging out with my friends. I don't give a fuck. Staying up late. Now, this is not a crazy addiction by any means.
I be doing this sometimes.
Something is just so peaceful about staying up late. It's just so quiet. I can independently do leisure activities. Just the late night lock-in general just hits different. It definitely isn't in turning in bed and just not being able to fall asleep. So sometimes I will wake up out of my slumber and go do some leisure activities or get some work done. Start cooking up some hot ass in the studio, whatever it is, whatever my mind is feeling. It's like you're in your own world. You don't have to follow anyone's schedule or nothing for the few hours that you have. And no matter how many times I say it, oh, I'm gonna go to bed early, never happens. So for this one, we'll give it like a C tier. Kind of depends what you do when you stay up late. Hardcore drugs. Okay, that was a crazy plot twist. They're expensive, they can ruin your life, they're super addictive, and some people will literally live in cardboard boxes for these things. Alright, this is probably gonna be G tier, Duck's worst addiction, crown it right now. I'm not messing with that shit ever. But one thing that I will mess with and that you should become addicted to is watching the Duck. Okay, no, I'm kidding. But if you do want to become addicted, watch this video right here. Become addicted.
Hey, shout out to the homie Duck for the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe for more. Anyways, I love y'all. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.